like we're tasting water today. Definitely doesn't look like whiskey to me.
That's because it's not. This is Poitín, or what you would probably call it,
Moonshine.
Welcome back to the channel. My name is Matt. I'm a whiskey nerd.
My name is Rose and I'm a whiskey noob.
And like I said, today we'll be trying different types of Poitín or different types of moonshine. So, have you ever had Poitín before, or moonshine?
No, I imagine moonshine would be something like in a big bathtub that someone's like stirring around or something like that.
Oh, people definitely still make it like that, but these distilleries are now also releasing their new make spirit, so their whiskey that hasn't gone into the whiskey barrels yet. They're releasing that as something you can try out and drink, especially newer distilleries like Killowen or Boann, because they don't have their stocks of whiskies matured yet.
Oh.
So what they're doing is, while their whiskey is maturing, they're saying you can taste the whiskey basically before it went into the barrel.
Oh, okay, so it's like they're putting it into the market early.
I'm sorry, folks. So I don't think there's any real point in messing around. I think we're just going to kick right into it. The 4 Poitíns or moonshines we've got in front of us. We've got one from Teeling. This is essentially a pot still whiskey. It's 50% malted barley and 50% unmalted barley. We've also got a Poitín from Killowen. They're a really nice kind of niche micro distillery, and this is 69.2% malted barley. It is 23% unmalted barley. It is 3.8% Maris Otter malt, 2% oat, and 2% wheat.
Very specific and precise.
Specific. But what they're doing there is they're just kind of getting into adding different types of grains to add different types of flavors.
Alright, I'm expecting a lot from you, Killowen.
And then we've got the newborn new make spirit from Boann. This is 40% malted barley, 55% unmalted barley, 3.75% oats, and 1.25% rye.
Everyone's gotten very precise on us today.
Very precise. Well, the last one you'll be happy to hear about that. This is just single malt, so it is 100% malted barley. There it is.
Question: what's the ABV? Like how much?
It varies. So we've got something here. I think it's about 53%, 52.5%.
Okay.
Then
that's like cask strength-ish.
That'll be cask strength-ish. Then we've got the Killowen, which is 48%.
Okay.
Then we've got the Boann, which is 63%.
Ooh.
And then we've got the new fill spirit from Athrú, which is 63.5%.
So you got halfway through there with these two. I was like, okay, so he's not going to try to kill me. And then we got to these two. I was like, okay, so he is going to try to kill me.
Yeah, that's why I put those two to the end, because they're the higher ABV ones.
Okay, cool.
So let's go for it.
Oh, I'm going first?
Yes.
Wait, are you meant to smell anything?
Yes. So typically,
it smells like sake.
Sake, yeah, because it's more kind of green, kind of natural flavors. So when it goes into the wood, you get those caramel, vanilla, oaky, spicy notes.
I have floral aromas.
Yes. So up front, you're going to get a lot more of the natural sweetness. Think of like grassy, herbal, that kind of light floral sweetness.
Oh my god, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. It literally tastes like I'm eating like an apple blossom or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, it burns on the way down.
There is a bit of heat there.
It keeps going.
It keeps going, yeah.
It keeps going.
But because it is 50% malted barley, which kind of gives you kind of caramelly flavors, but then it's 50% unmalted barley, which is green, so it has those floral aromas.
Oh, okay. So I probably should have listened more when you listed all that stuff off. Then.
Yeah, you probably should have listened. Yeah, so it's nice, isn't it? It's nice, and you can see that that's the kind of the natural flavor you get from the whiskey, and then as it goes into the cask, those kind of appley notes that you got, they kind of evolve, and that's where you get those orchard fruits, apples, pears.
But it's like, it tastes like its own thing though, like it's beautiful tasting.
Yeah, that's why Teeling released this. I think they released a very small batch of it originally, and it got really well regarded, and so that's why they've released more batches. I think this is batch number 4 of it. So they
go them.
Yeah, and it's one of their kind of staple products now. Yeah.
I like it. Next one.
Okay, so this is from Killowen.
Okay.
They are a very small, when I say very small, like their distillery is kind of in the size of a shed. They use fire, actual fire, to heat up their pot stills, not gas.
Do they light their shed on fire?
Might. It's pretty dangerous. I'll put a picture up there so you can see kind of what their distillery looks like. It's really nice. Yeah, so this is going to be 69.2% malted barley.
Yeah, it's got an extra kick. It's got like those floral aromas, but there's got a kick of something. Maybe it's barley. It's like cereal.
Well, yes, cereal, because there's some malt, some oat, and some wheat in here. So you might get kind of almost bready notes coming through. The kind of the way you get like with an oat loaf.
It doesn't taste floral. It does taste bready. Alcoholic bread.
Yeah, it's definitely thicker because it has less of the unmalted barley. So the unmalted barley is where you get those floral aromas. So because it's more into the malted barley, and then you get the wheat, then you get the oat, then you get the other types of malt, that's where you get those kind of denser, heavier notes.
I like it.
It is nice, isn't it?
These are way different from each other. Oh,
completely different. That's one of the reasons why I love pot still whiskey. Now, if you're not familiar with pot still whiskey, it's the style of whiskey. It's unique to Ireland. It's base just has a couple of rules to it. It has to be at least 30% malted barley, at least 30% unmalted barley, and at most 5% other grains. So what they can do within that is they can kind of go, as Teeling have, 50-50, or they can go a 70-30 or a 30-70, or like Killowen and Boann are doing. They're using kind of, about 40 of this, about 40 of that, and they're using other grains in there to kind of add some new dimensions.
A lot of numbers going on. Let's get drinking.
Yes. So this is from Boann.
Boann.
So this actually won the world's best new make spirit last year. It's very nice. It's very floral aroma. I think it's almost citrusy, like a lemon. Like I think it kind of reminds me of a lemon drizzle cake.
I wish I could have like a perfume with how this smells. Like this one, sorry, you taste great. This one and this one, like it smells like a perfume almost.
Yeah. And this, it's got a bit of rye in it, so it's a little bit of spice, and that kind of citrusy aroma comes through definitely for me on this one. Also, this is also significantly higher ABV. So the one you just had there was 48%. This was 63%. You okay? She might need another sip.
It surprised me.
It surprised you.
Yes. It's good. It was just a fire. Not a fire. A fire in my mouth that I wasn't expecting.
I should have told you there was going to be 63% ABV. I mean, I did tell you earlier.
Well, let me go back and I know now. I know more than I did before.
And see if you can get those lighter aromas. Go past the alcohol. See if you can get those tastes that hang around.
I get the taste that hang around.
Just the alcohol's too much for you?
It's too much.
Too much for you?
It's too much.
I really like this one. This is like, also the bottle of it looks really nice.
Yeah, the bottle looks super fancy. Yeah. It's like a big bottle, but little.
Yeah, it's just very nice. I think it's a delicious new make spirit, and I definitely want to see how that ages in the cask.
Yeah.
Those light kind of lemony notes, they're not really common in whiskey.
Yeah, there were the nice light notes. It's just a little bit of a whoosha!
Yeah. Now when Boann typically release their whiskey at about 46% ABV.
Yeah.
So when it comes out of the cask, it's going to be much lighter than that. So yeah, I want to see how that translates into a longer term whiskey.
Okay.
So on to the last one. Now this is 63.5%. So beware of that when you go into it. It's single malt, so it's all going to be malted barley, so it is going to be just a bit smoother. It's going to have less of those floral notes, kind of more of those deeper, kind of richer, more mellow notes.
All right, it smells delish. Once again, perfume-like.
This is coming out of Athrú. We've tried their whiskey before.
Athrú?
Well, we haven't actually tried their whiskey. We've tried the whiskey they've sourced.
Ah,
yeah. Now you can see from here, the whiskey they're making is great. It sounds like it's going to be a great whiskey, but we haven't actually got to try the aged product from there. That burn?
Oh yes, it burns. This to me has more of a burn than that. Even though there's only 0.5% of an alcohol difference, I think this had more of those floral aromas that kind of hid the alcohol burn. Definitely has a bite to it. But then as that burn fades for me, I'm getting more of those caramel notes. You're not getting anything, you're just getting burned. I'm burned.
You burned out.
Burned out. You get great notes. Great, like.
What do you get on the notes?
I can't even word smelly notes.
What do you get on the notes?
It's all floral. It's all floral.
All floral?
Poitín, in my mind, is floral aromas. I love it. Boom. Like, was it Athrú? All of them.
they should go into perfumes because it smells amazing. I wear this every day. I just think this above 60% is too much of a
Kick for you.
punch kick.
Because the Athrú whiskey we've had before was, I think, 56%. And that was high for you, but you were able to manage it.
Yes.
So anything above 60. Because the Teeling, that was alright for you. That's 50% alcohol.
Yeah.
But I think you were alright with that.
Yes.
The Killowen, 48%. Again, easy enough to drink. Then when you get up to that 60%, it does get harder.
Yeah. And they're tricky ones because Boann's got the cutest bottle in the world. It's just so little and cute. And this one tricks you. It's like, ooh, look, we're a nondescript bottle. Blam!
So for a first taste of Moonshine, I think you did pretty well.
Okay.
I mean, like, first time trying it, like, these things are 60% alcohol, 63% alcohol.
Yes.
I think you did pretty well. Any thoughts on kind of Moonshine, or do you prefer it when it's whiskey?
I don't know. I feel like I understand that these are from the folks who make whiskeys, but I feel like they're completely different. Like the smell, the aromas, it's just like a wonderful journey.
Yeah.
Depending on how much level of alcohol you can handle, it tastes really good, really different. I'd say this is pretty an easy thing to get people to drink. It smells great, it can taste great. Just be careful about the percentage, but maybe just give everyone a try. Have a little tasting of your own. You don't know until you try it, right? So
exactly. Like, I'm gonna try and hold on to this and like these, so I can taste their whiskeys when they're aged against the spirit, so into the cask. So I think that'd be really interesting because a bunch of the distilleries have also made things like gins. Where they use botanicals, where they use those floral things, so they got that experience of making something nice, and you can sell it and you can drink it now.
Like, I definitely don't think there's one that you don't try, or I don't think that there's any recommendations on newbie versus someone who's more experienced with, I guess, drinking whiskey or new make. I'd say give them all a try, really.
Because they all taste different.
Yeah, they do.
Because they've all got different recipes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think
they're all nice in different ways.
Yeah. So I think that's where we'll leave it for now.
Yeah.
We'll go easy on these for the rest of the day.
Yes.
Make sure we don't get someone a bit too tipsy.
Oh, God.
And I'll see you next time. Sláinte.
Bye-bye.
Moonshine.
Moonshine, biatch! Woo! My mouth is burning.
Ooh.